Hello and welcome to our first section of the IRL live streaming course here with me, John, Bike Curious. Thank you so much for spending the money and coming to join us along for this ride. I am very much looking forward to teaching you how to make your live streaming rig work. And so with that, I want to start off with the fun stuff. And this is our theory section. So here in the theory section, this is when we get to be creative. We get to come up with ideas. We don't need to worry about the practical implementation. We will just have to be kicking ourselves later on down the road when we actually get into the practical section of this guide for all of the brilliant ideas that we came up with during this section. So when we're talking theory, the most basic question here is, what is live streaming? So what I'm going to do here is we're going to try and come up with a working definition of live streaming. We're going to talk about why live streaming is a good idea, or why IRL live streaming specifically is valuable. And we're going to talk about some reasons why you might want to live stream, why you might not want to live stream. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how I live stream and why I live stream, so that way you can have a working example. Ultimately, our goal at the end of this section is that you can understand what your goals are as a streamer. So let's dive in. First of all, we'll start with the definition of live streaming. So fortunately, Google has a definition for us. A live stream means to transmit or receive live video over the internet. And that's the working definition we're going to be using here. So you can see here in our course outline, that is the working definition of live streaming. The next thing that we are going to talk about is what IRL means. So, this, according to Urban Dictionary, IRL just means in real life. I think for more specificity, I would say that real life is anything that doesn't exist within the internet. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the activities that we normally do offline, we're going to bring them online, and we're going to share them with viewers over the internet. Streaming that data, transmitting the video live over the internet from whatever it is that we're doing. And this can take a huge variety of forms. For example, we've got travel streamers like Awkward's Travel. They stream all over the world and they show their viewers all sorts of interesting things. They own a sailboat and they might show up in a port somewhere and then walk around the city and learn about it. Another concept here is mukbang or social eating. I have Rob CD here as an example. He's a live streamer from Australia that's in Japan. He rides a bike around. He does all sorts of mukbang and what he would refer to as degen activities, going out drinking and hanging out with friends. This is another great topic for IRL live streaming. A really fun one for me is exploration. Relic is a live streamer on Twitch. All these are Twitch streamers. Relic is a live streamer that explores abandoned spaces. Very spooky stuff. Lots of really cool interactions. You get to see lots of really cool, just decrepit things that most people don't ever get to see in their lives, which I think is really fun. There's also live events. I have CJ Ride here as an example of a streamer that does live events. This is things like Comic-Con or other cons. You can do sporting events, festivals, concerts, fairs. There's so many different things that you can do as an IRL live streamer at live events. There are some specific considerations around this that I'll bring up later. CJ Ride, though, great channel for different sorts of live events. And another interesting concept is work. I have Grub Truckers here as an example. They're a food truck that streams in the Midwest. Not only do they serve food to drunk people in the middle of the night, but they also live stream their experiences with a cool 4-camera setup that's split screen, and their different employees get to hang out and interact with chat while they're live and serving food. Another example is deliveries. There's a bicyclist out there named Mikey that does deliveries by his bike, or other delivery drivers. There's also truckers, there's other kitchen workers. There's so many different people live streaming their work. It works really well with independent contractors and entrepreneurs. So those are a bunch of really great examples. Don't let these examples limit your imagination. There is just an unlimited number of formats and concepts that you can stream. I assume that coming here, you already have some idea of what you want to stream. So hopefully these kinds of things are inspirational to you. So why would you stream IRL? I mean, obviously, number one is to have fun. If you're not having fun, then I don't really know why you'd be doing it. So keep that in mind. Make sure that your format, that what you're getting out of it is fun, that you're having a good time. A lot of people initially get into IRL live streaming to help improve their mental health. So this comes in a bunch of different forms. They might do it to get exercise, they might do it to have adventures or get outside and touch some grass every once in a while. Or they might just meet new people. IRL live streaming is a great way to meet new people. That is the reason that brought me into live streaming initially. And I've met people, not just internet friends that I have now, but now I have real life friends that I've met through the stream that I enjoy hanging out with. They're people that I trust. So meeting new people, great reason to stream IRL. There are a whole bunch of other reasons having to do with mental health that you might want to consider. You have your own reasons, think about it. But so for people who are thinking about this as a business, another reason you might want to stream IRL is to promote a product or brand. So if you're already selling a product, you already have a brand, and you're looking for another way to connect with your community or build community around that product, IRL live streaming is a great way to do that. Another reason is that maybe you already live stream. Maybe you sit in front of a computer like I am right now, and you are already live streaming content like games or politics or reaction videos to your users, and you want to broaden the scope of content that you bring to your users. Well, IRL is a great way to differentiate. And as we kind of already talked about, IRL, it takes a lot of work to get set up. There's a pretty big monetary investment, which means that there are not very many people that are set up to do an IRL live stream. This is a unique barrier to entry that allows you to differentiate your stream from your competitors. So if you're a game streamer that competes with, thousands of other game streamers, a way that you might be able to grow your channel more quickly is differentiating. Take the content that you produce inside, move it outside, or produce totally new content outside based on whatever your goals are. And also, I do not want to pigeonhole you into any of these reasons. There are literally an infinite number of reasons to live stream. You probably already have those in your mind. And I encourage you to articulate them, think about them, write them down. That is one of our goals of this lesson, is to know for sure why you want to stream IRL. I think also, though, it's very important that we are honest with ourselves about why we want to stream IRL, because there are some reasons not to stream IRL. And I want to bring this one up real quick. About a year ago, well, I guess I don't know when you're watching this. So in 2021, there was a Twitch hack that revealed how much money different Twitch streamers were making on the platform. And it turns out that many of the listed top streamers make less than minimum wage in their stream. So what does this mean? Well, the Washington Post here did a study, and they found that they had a list of the top 10,000 highest paid Twitch streamers. And it turned out that 25% of those streamers are not even making minimum wage through Twitch. So this is the amount that the streamers would get in that bottom 25% through Twitch. There are other revenue streams, so maybe you can safely double this and say that that bottom 25% might actually be making more than minimum wage because there are other revenue streams off of Twitch. But still, even if you're making $30,000 a year and you're streaming, 40, 50, 60 hours a week, that's probably not enough money to put some money in the bank, to save money. So if you're trying to create a sustainable job for yourself, or you're trying to get rich doing this, it is ridiculously unlikely that you are ever going to be in the echelon of streamers that gets rich doing this. So please allow that to leave your body and your mind. Set yourself up for success. Give yourself goals that are attainable. Becoming rich by live streaming is most likely, there's like a 1 in a billion shot of you actually being able to do that. And it has nothing to do with you. There's just a lot of randomness involved in who goes viral and what happens and who gets rich and who doesn't. So set yourself up for success by setting yourself some reasonable goals. There's a few other things here that I want to talk about mostly as disclaimers. Oh, also, to get famous, this is another reason you probably don't want to stream. It follows the same rules as to get rich. It's very unlikely. There's a lot of randomness. You don't have a lot of control over it. So don't set yourself up for failure by saying, I'm doing this to get famous. Others is you don't want to hurt or humiliate people. This, I think, should go without saying. If you feel compelled to create content that puts people in uncomfortable positions or hurts people, just don't do it. I think instead you should find a network of people that believes in you and surround yourself with people that love you, love yourself. Start there. Maybe you can get over this and focus instead on improving your mental health with your live stream. And last, to prove yourself to others. it's very easy to get caught up in the whole idea of like, am I worth it? Am I good enough? And look externally for that validation, especially if it comes from strangers over the internet. You don't need that validation. Instead, look inward for that validation. Look to what you've created with your live stream. Look at the fun you've created, and these things should validate you. It doesn't matter, what the people out there on the internet think about your live stream. So with that out of the way, I wanted to talk about why I live stream. So to summarize it kind of in one sentence here, I stream because I want to make something and I want to build a community around it. So I love making and building things. I've always been involved in making different hacks and projects over the years. I like working on my bike and all of these other things. So I am trying to combine all these interests together into something. And at the end of the day, I want to build community around it. So I might make something that makes bicycling look really fun and makes San Francisco look really beautiful to my viewers. And I want to share that with people. I want to get them excited about it the same way that I am. And so I want to build a community around it. And this really summarizes what I want to get out of my live stream while I'm live. So this is the end of this lesson. And I think before you move on to the next lesson, I really want you to make sure that you understand what your goals are in live streaming. And maybe just writing down a bulleted list of what those goals are is a good start. But if you don't have that list of goals, then it's going to be a lot harder to figure out your format. It's going to be a lot harder to figure out how you're going to run your business and what you're going to build. So please take the time, figure out your goals, and come back and watch the next lesson when you have that ready to go. So that is all for this lesson. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.